everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Activate and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we get into today's video, I want to let you guys know to please wash your hands. It helps you out and it does help other people out too. So yeah, hopefully you will be doing that soon. And now we can get into today's video. This video is the enchantment guide for the Netherite boots, which I believe has the most enchantments out of any other piece of armor that we've looked at so far. And yeah, before we get into the enchantments, actually, I gotta make sure you guys know how to craft these Netherite boots. So we'll head over to my smithing table and my crafting table setup, and yeah, we'll craft these boots. Okay, you're gonna need a couple things to actually craft these boots. The first being these netherite scraps that I have in my hand right now. You're going to need 4 of those. You're going to need 4 gold ingots to actually make 1 netherite ingot. So I'll put the crafting recipe on the screen right now. You're going to need 4 of each of those to make 1 netherite ingot. That will be in the crafting table. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move to your smithing table, which did not have a use until 1.16. You're going to throw your diamond boots in there, you're going to throw netherite ingot in there, and you actually get netherite boots. So now that we've crafted it, we'll move on to the enchantments. So just like the helmet, there are too many enchantments to hold, so we threw them right over here into this barrel. And let's go and take a look at them. So the first enchantment, like always, is Mending 1. I personally throw on mending on all my gear. I've said this in every video. And if you do not know how this video works, we're going to go over every enchantment and I will build my personal preference of the enchantments on my gear, but we still will visit every single piece of enchantment. So let's go ahead and throw mending on right here. If you do not know what mending is, basically it takes XP gained and throws it into your durability. So you basically won't lose any durability unless you're doing something wrong. So for me and people like me, if you're doing something wrong, we'll move on to the next enchantment, which is Unbreaking 3. This is basically what it says in the name. It makes it harder for your boots to break. Throw that on with mending and basically your boots are unbreakable. Unless you just completely mess up for some reason, I don't know how. But now that we had those 2 basic enchantments on, we'll move on to the third enchantment I like to show off, which is Thorns 3. As said in previous videos, I do not throw thorns onto any of my gear because even though it does hurt mobs that attack me, you lose durability from it, so don't want any durability lost. I rather just fight the mob myself with my sword, bow, something like that. So I do not like to throw Thorns 3 on at all. So let's move this over here. We'll visit our next set of enchantments, which honestly is a preference between all of these next 4 right here. Projectile Protection 4, which protects you from projectiles, specifically like arrows, wither projections, maybe the Ender Dragon projectile, stuff like that. Blast Protection 4 protects you from blasts like creeper explosions. Fire Protection 4, just like the name, protects you from fire specifically. And Protection 4 basically gives a little bit of everything, protects you from a little bit of all of this, a little bit of any protection, just like your standard protection. So in the previous videos we threw on regular protection on our chest plate and our leggings, and I'm pretty sure we threw on blast protection on our helmet. So we will go ahead and actually throw on projectile protection to our boots. I like to give a little variation between all of the pieces of armor I like to build. So having projectile protection on this will actually protect us from arrows and the wither projectile, stuff like that. Makes it harder for us to die in the long run. Hypothetically, what I would do when the late game would be to build a enchantment, a set of armor for specific scenarios. Like if I'm going to fight the wither, I will put on specific blast protection and projectile protection on my armor, stuff like that. Or if I'm going into the Nether, I would put on fire protection, but that is late game, and right now we're not building for the late game. We're probably building for the intermediate to late game, where you will start building your first god set. So that's what we're building for right now. So these three, like I said, are personal preference. Well, these four actually. So we're gonna move the rest down here and move on to our boot specific enchantments. Okay, we are going to move on to our boot specific enchantments. There will be two that I will be putting onto our pair of boots below. There is one new enchantment that is coming out in the 1.16 update, and there's just one enchantment that really isn't that useful. So we'll throw that one on first. That is the Frostwalker 2. If you do not know what this does, basically Frostwalker 2 allows you to walk on water. And when you're walking on that water, the water will then turn to ice on the surface. Kind of a specific scenario enchantment, I would say. The only thing I could really think of using it for would be maybe in some sort of mini game where you have to get away from someone and you have to run on water. In any survival world, I don't think that is very useful, so we won't be throwing it onto our boots right now. The next enchantment I would like to show off is the new enchantment coming out in 1.16, and that is Soul Speed 3. What Soul Speed 3 does is basically what it says in the title. It allows you to walk and run faster on soul sand and soul soil, but there is a -2 soul speed, which is why I'm not putting it on. Actually, when you put on this enchantment, you lose durability on your boots, which is a major negative in my books. Losing durability honestly is the most crucial thing I feel like in a piece of enchantment armor for your armor. If it loses durability, like the thorns, I don't think I would put it on. That is why I'm not putting on Soul Speed 3, even though in theory Soul Speed probably could help you in this new crazy Nether. Maybe putting it on a different pair of boots specifically for that, maybe like some gold boots, because you'll need gold for the piglings and something like that. Maybe that could work, but I don't think I would put it on my god tier boots. The next two enchantments we'll be putting on, the first one being Feather Falling 4. Feather Falling 4, honestly a must. If you don't know what this is, basically it allows you to fall from higher heights without taking as much damage, and I believe teleportation damage as well. You take less of that as well, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Feather Falling 4, a must. It's been in the game for a long time. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what that's about. Throw those onto your Netherite boots. The final enchantment right here, I'm pretty sure what everyone knows what it is as well, is Depth Strider 3. If you don't know what Depth Strider 3 is, basically allows you to swim underwater faster. This is great. Pair this with a Respiration or Aqua Infinity helmet, and you could do a lot of underwater activities. If you are trying to swim across a ocean or a lake, definitely can help you out if you don't have any boats around. Yeah, definitely an overall a good enchantment to have, and doesn't use your durability or anything like the Soul Speed, which is why we are throwing it on. We are now done with our enchantments. As you can see, our barrel is actually empty here. So we'll throw these boots on really quickly. It has Projectile Protection 4, Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider 3, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. I hope you guys are learning a lot during this enchantment guide. If you guys want to see some exclusive 1.16 blocks that are coming out, maybe I'll do a guide to those. We could do that, so let me know what blocks you would like to see first. Blocks or tools, something like that coming out. We could definitely do something like that. As always, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps me out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.